Happy Friday afternoon, Big Orange Nation. You are halfway through your workday. It's 12 o'clock noon as this video releases. This is your everything sports channel for Tennessee, the House of Orange. My name's Frank Rock. Appreciate you guys tuning in with me. Released my keys to victory this morning, coming up right now. And I kind of alluded to this in the keys to victory, but I just want, I'm going with 5 to thrive. 5 to thrive. Of course, put a little rhyme into it. Get it out there again. Just trying to drive content on this channel, trying to get the algorithm back up. As had some pretty good weeks the last week or so, man. I don't know. It's things kind of dropped off, but I know they'll pick back up here pretty soon. But big game tomorrow night in Charlotte, of course, 7:30 ABC. NC State, Tennessee, battle top 25 teams. The last I saw, and I'm recording this on Thursday night, the line's negative or 9.5 for Tennessee as the favorite. I still feel if Tennessee's line takes care of business as I feel it should, I think Tennessee rolls in this football game. Nothing's going to change my mind on that. So my 5 to thrive on this. Number one, I'm going with Squirrel White. I think this game is tailor-made for Squirrel White. Based on NC State playing at 3-3-5, it's considered bend but don't break. There's going to be nickel coverage. I think Squirrel excels tomorrow night. I really do. I think it's Squirrel as my number one, 5 to thrive. Number two, I'm probably going kind of obvious on this one, but I'm going Dylan Sampson. I feel Dylan Sampson's going to have a monster game tomorrow night. I don't know if I'd say over 200 total yards, but I think he's going to have a lot. I think, especially if this Tennessee offensive line takes care of business, I think Dylan Sampson not only runs for a lot of yards, but I feel he'll be featured in the passing game as well. I'm not going to go the obvious here. I'm not going to pick Nico. I feel Nico, I could easily put him number one as my 5 to thrive. I could easily put James Pierce number two. I feel those two are going to have monster games tomorrow night. I feel Nico's going to have that opportunity through the air across the middle, and I think he's going to get some one-on-ones on the outside, and I expect Tennessee's receivers to win those battles. That's going to be a nice test for Tennessee to see where they stack up against 2 weeks away from SEC play. I also think Nico's going to have a lot of room to run tomorrow night. Western Carolina was able to hurt them with quarterback runs. Tennessee didn't show that much against Chattanooga. They showed it very little. Tennessee did work on that tight end at H-back, kind of those around blocking. They worked on some seam routes. Everything I read on the 3-3-5 says those things are key in beating that 3-3-5. I don't think it's a coincidence that Tennessee worked on those things last week. I feel Nico has a big night. And I'll get to defense in a minute, as I could easily put Pierce on that. I'm going with Brew on this one. Kelsey Pope, wide receivers coach, he alluded to it this week, talking about Brew and his rehab. He did slim down. He's gotten faster. And I thought last week he looked a lot faster as well. They did the end around. I thought he showed good speed on his catches. He seems to be Nico's overall favorite target. And I expect him to do some good things tomorrow night as well. I'm expecting at least a touchdown out of Brew. And I think that with his size, that he's going to be able to do a lot of good tomorrow night. So that's my 3. I'm going with Squirrel, Dylan Sampson, Brew. That's my 3. I could easily go Ethan Davis or Holden Stays. Obviously, I could go Nico. I'm not going to throw the offensive line into that, but I feel you could go Cooper Mays in that, because I feel he's going to be the key. If he does his job, that's going to make everything else easier for everyone else. I could throw in Brazel or Thornton. I feel those guys are going to have opportunities as well. But when I narrow it down, Squirrel White, because of the middle of the field. Brew, I feel they'll find multiple ways to use him. And now I'm thinking Sampson goes off tomorrow. Defense, I could easily go James Pierce Jr. NC State's got a veteran line, but the right tackle's the least experienced of the bunch. And you're going to be going up against James Pierce Jr. in Charlotte, in his hometown. With him not playing much last week, I expect he's going to come out like a wild man tomorrow night. I really do. But I'm not going with the obvious with him. I said 5 overall, so I'm going with Tyree West. I'm on the Tyree West train. He was one of my guys when Carrie and I was doing our live Monday night. It was a few weeks ago. We talked about our kind of under-the-radar guys, and I went with Tyree West. He showed out in the Chattanooga game. He showed out last year in the bowl game, and even though I know that was last season, he seems to have continued that over to this season. Now, he's going to have a tough matchup out with Anthony Belton, All-American left tackle for NC State. I like Tyree West to win that battle tomorrow night. I think he's going to be big on that side, and he's going to make life tough on NC State, especially if he wins that battle, because they do like to run to that side a lot. Tyree West is doing his job. Now, Tennessee's going to rotate in and out a lot. Make no mistake about that. But I think West is going to be your main guy in on it, on blitz, on third downs, on these other. I expect him to have a big game tomorrow night. And I'm going Keenan Pili. I could go Boo Carter. Boo's going to have a tough matchup, but I think Boo's going to come through. I'm going Keenan Pili. Tomorrow night's really going to be our first opportunity to see him in a big matchup. He only played like 7 snaps against Virginia last year. He looked good in that. Chattanooga, he was fine in that game, but he didn't play a whole lot. This is going to be our first opportunity to see Keenan Pili in extended action tomorrow night. They're going to have to be able to cover the tight end. Concepcion's going to be, he likes to go across the middle. All right. Keenan Pili's going to have to be that veteran leader tomorrow night. I feel that he will. I like where he's at. I like that this is his chance to shine in this defense. We've been hearing about him for a long time since he's been on campus, about all the good things he do, his leadership. He's the guy, as far as I know, that has the headset on in his helmet. I'm expecting him to thrive tomorrow night. I think we're going to see why this team, Tim Banks, this defense was so excited to have him, William Inge, and these guys. I think we're going to see why they're so excited about Keenan Pili being back and being the quarterback of this defense. I started to go Boo. Boo Carter on this one. I think Boo's going to make some plays. Now, he's got his work cut out for him. Let's make no mistake about it with Concepcion. And that's Christian Harrison as well. Both of them, they have their work cut out. They're going to need help from the safeties. They're going to need those linebackers to help them out, whether it's Pili, whether it's Arion Carter, whether it's Jeremiah T-Lander, or maybe someone else. But my 5 to thrive in order. I go Squirrel. I think Squirrel has a big game. Dylan Sampson, Brew McCoy, Tyree West. I'm expecting Tyree West. He's got a big matchup with Belton. I like Tyree West tomorrow night, and I like Keenan Pili. This is what Keenan Pili was brought in to do. This is why he came back this year, to lead that defense, to be that linebacker we've been missing. We're going to see it tomorrow night. I'm going to wrap up on that one with you. Lots of content throughout this week. Check out the playlist for Tennessee football on here. And I've got one more coming this evening about the Charlotte area recruits. And I hit on that specifically because they're playing in Charlotte. So we're going to light this up with Charlotte. 2026 is there's a lot of good recruits in that area. 5 in particular that Tennessee is involved with. I'm not saying they're the favorite or anything like that, but they are involved. And I think they'll have at least a shot at them. How many of them will be in attendance tomorrow night? I've seen at least a couple are listed to be in attendance, but they're on the North Carolina State side. So they'll be going against NC State, not only on the field, but on the recruiting trail as well, as NC State likes to recruit that Charlotte area also. But I hope you have a great rest of your Friday, a great weekend. Once again, this is your Everything Vols channel, the House of Orange. Thumbs up, share it. I think we're still at about 70. Now, this could have picked up, hopefully, a little bit by now. On that road to 2,000, man. I wish we get that over with. I don't know. I said it's been slow going. I don't guess it's only been a few days that we've hit 1,900. Maybe I'm getting a little impatient here. But thank you for your support. Please leave feedback. Please comment on the videos if you like them, for something you'd like to see better, for sure. Frank Rock, House of Orange Sports Channel. Have a great rest of your Friday, and go Vols.